Yep, all right. So Alma Adams. Going progressive, guys. I'm going to be doing a takedown. I did one before. I'm not going to dig deep into her today, but I can promise you she is a corporate Democrat. 2018, I believe, is when I did my video on her if you want to look up the past. But let's look over today. Alma Adams. She is the Congressional 12th District. The 12th District in North Carolina is of Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte is a gerrymandered state area. They broke Charlotte, the city, into one area that they tried to squeeze just one Democrat out of the area, and then they picked apart the suburbs of Charlotte to filter it out with some rural areas of North Carolina to make sure that it was a Republican-based, as many Republicans as they could in the state, and rob the city of Charlotte of two congressional representatives. Alma Adams has been the representative for quite a while. 2014 is when she started out, and since she's been in Congress, she is. Take a look at her history here. She is a North Carolina start out, went to school at Ohio State, and then with her PhD, came back to North Carolina in Greensboro, and now is the Democrat prime person. You can see she was right up into moving into the House of Representatives for the city of North Carolina. She was a Greensboro resident. She's not a Charlotte resident technically. I believe she spends like 58 days in the actual city of Charlotte or something like that. There's an old debate video with a candidate down here I'll get to who called her out on a lot of fun things. She is not a Charlotte resident, but somehow she just blows away the competition in Charlotte for some reason, even though she's not really a Charlotte person. Shows her face a few days for a few photo ops and then takes out of town. Works in the financial services for the committee. That's interesting. Charlotte being the second financial district in America at the moment, behind New York. Committee on Agriculture. Yeah, because the city of Charlotte, I really think of agriculture. That's what hits me right in the head. And then of course education and workforce. And if I remember right, her money comes from a lot of PACs towards school of choice kind of thing. So her education and workforce committees are tied into the money that she receives. It is not a fantastic idea, and that's basically what she's been on: the agriculture, education, and workforce. The financial services is a new one that they pushed her on here these last couple of years. Her first years, it was agriculture, education, and workforce. LP is good for a few things. Again, I will say I will not go over all of these because everybody's opinion on certain bills are different. They do give you a handful here on Ballotpedia. What I always like to see is what the past is in the city here. Her primary is going to be just straight up always smoking competition, even though she doesn't have anything to say. She just I'm here already, so let's keep it me here. She doesn't have a debate style or anything. It's nothing impressive. Patrick Register was the one I was talking about. He has a really good video that he was taking her down at a town hall, like as a person in the audience. He had somebody videoing him in the town hall talking to her, and she was just baffled and stumbled and treated him like a whatever, get out of my face, when he was literally running for office at the moment, but he wasn't allowed to speak on these kind of things, so he just had to show his face. And you can see in the primary there, she takes the House. She has the money. She has the corporate Democrat money, and so she takes the House pretty well. And like I said, it's not like a rough district to run for her. Charlotte runs blue through. It's just going to go blue easily and often. So Ballotpedia is good for that stuff. Open Secrets is a lot better. That's my favorite, of course, guys. And I had refound the financial thing. So she's only worth $407,000. Isn't that great? this is a one of my most telling signs whenever I look at these is that if you're worth 200, 300,000 and it never goes up while you're in Congress, making $174,000 a year while you are getting your, you have every benefit on the planet at the moment. Like you just have amazing benefits. You have a very nice salary, but your income stops when you get into Congress. That is a red flag, massive red flag in my book. If you want to dig, I will dig more when it comes to actually election time. But she is she is not only worth $400,000. I promise you that. And a couple assets worth 700,000 there, an annuities account and a retirement plan, which isn't any red flags at that. But the red flag is again the fact that she's worth $374,000, and that is all. That is always a massive thing. This isn't going to have any cash on hands, but Open Secrets is fantastic for that. And then the next part of Open Secrets, look at where she gets her money from. My favorite section is I want to know who you're owned by. And top contributors, always great group, the Schneider Group, United Auto Workers. So that looks really nice on the top there. Some credit companies, banks. That is kind of not a good thing. Banks are not exactly neutral opinions when it comes to our financing of Congress members. Banks do not look out for everyone. And if you look at her top contributors here, Federation of Teachers, I mean, that's a good thing, but a lot of these are private companies that probably are lobbyists, banks, or some sort of dirty corp, and then banks, and then Duke Energy. Of course, I mean that's just going to be a standard for any of the corporate shells in that area. And she has not had much money this year. She did not have a very contested year in 2020. Take a look. Sugar, Health, Teachers Association, AT&T, Lowe's, Auto Workers, Duke Energy. So the same people. Postal Workers Union. So a few unions. So I knew in Charlotte, when you take a look at her sheet, her few attentions into Charlotte are going to be based really heavily on going to churches and then going to unions. And like if she's going to spend 60 days in Charlotte, that's what she's going to do. She's going to hit those hard, and she makes her face appearances and she does it well. But she is very much owned by corporate America. If you pop in, let's just take a look at something she has done recently. I love this. This is fantastic. And I have to, I am a nobody channel and barely here, guys, but Alma Adams, a Congressional, of Charlotte, a million people city. And if she was, a person of the city, you would think she might have more than 4 views on her MLK as an elder black woman. She should have some views, right? Let's give her some more views. Oh, that's fantastic.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we unite as a community to do what history requires and honor demands. We pay tribute to the life of the Right Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a civil rights champion and one who valued service to all people. Dr. King said life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? He added, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have.
Did they bring her into the studio? Like, hey, we have this very African woman studio. We bring you in, take this video, and then you can go about your day. Like she's super dressed up, like she's going out. She's stopping to do this video for a minute. I'm not watching 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes of this. This was absolutely a couple moments. I can't do this for too long, but she is absolutely, absolutely just
To have a college
8 views. This was a couple days ago.
Subject and your verb agreed, serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love.
And she's reading it. She's reading. She's reading it. Come on, you're not reading it. You don't have some actual heart-filled words to say for the day. You're gonna come into a blatant studio, set up somebody's gonna set up a video for you, and you're gonna read from a teleprompter for a 4-minute video. That's unacceptable. Please, City of Charlotte, please, please, please do not vote for her. Vote for Republican over this lady. She is, any voting that she has done in the past, and I can promise you, when I looked at this 4 years ago, she is a straight corporate Democrat vote. She will not push any issues. She will not lobby for anything strong or progressive or that's going to actually help America. She will fall behind, fall in order with Pelosi, and only do what will make her some, I'm sure her banking friends a ton of money. And when she steps out of this, which she can step out anytime, when she steps out, she will get a nice fat retirement check and never have to work again. Besides the actual, being a congressperson for 8 years now. Please, somebody primary her. And if you have a problem with her, check her out. Charlotte, North Carolina. She is right here at 202-225-1510. You can absolutely take her down and call her and tell her that her voting record needs to be progressive, that you want a progressive in town. Maybe you can push her, but I highly doubt it. Charlotte doesn't have to be only a banking city. There's a lot of people in that city that makes the city run. And it doesn't have to be just the bank money that controls this one person. And she pretends to be for teachers. She pretends to be for unions, but she's not going to do anything progressive. And we can let go of her. So I am all for anybody at all to jump on. And that Patrick, I don't know why he didn't run again. I guess I followed him when I was leaving Charlotte there, Patrick Register. So just a fantastic name there to try to have to sign many times. He was an ex-bartender or still possibly a bartender. And did I not do this right? What is her name? But okay, so I don't know this person. Fantastic. That's working out well. That's why I like to load things first. That did not work out. Well, I will, I guess, maybe try to do one of these a day so I can load the whole, I want to load all the sites to do them properly. Let's take a look at INdie Medie, I guess, for a minute while I reprocess that. INdie Medie, this is done by Lee Camp, Eleanor Goldfield, and they always say another name, but just a website to kind of give you all a basic staple of news all in one site that won't be taken down, that won't be edited, won't be advertised, it won't steal your information. And they actually take you to, like, Consortium News, they take you to Richard Medhurst, they take you to Caitlin Johnston's sites, and they take you to the site so that the people actually get they get credited on the internet, the real news. Gotta check that out, right? Actually already have. So, and they just do a lot of indie media. A U of M thing always catches my eye. It's an opinion piece, but it's from it's the Real News Network. It's a little bit more independent than anything you're going to catch on Apple News or Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. And the embarrassing battle of fall of the university president. I read this. It is quite tedious, not entertaining, but the fact that now former university president Mark Schissel was fired for a romantic relationship with subordinate and not for his myriad of other fireable offenses says a lot about the university's priorities. And I will promise you that is not just their university. There's every story I can hear on when they talk to academics is that there are scandals galore happening on the top. And when you hit those upper echelons of multi-million-dollar, the president, some board members and such, when you hit those type of people, they're untouchables, and they feel like it, they act like it, and the list of things that could actually take them out is immeasurable, and we fall upon small swords and daggers to fire them so that their names aren't properly tarnished to what they've actually done in their tenure. And yeah, University of Michigan is not my favorite place, so good for them to have a fall. But I promise you, there's 1,000 more out there, and nobody is no university is some safe haven that's not going to be tarnished and tarnished by the many problems of our corrupt millionaire system. I mean, universities, healthcare, politics, every CEO, everybody over that income hits a point of moral decay that they just cannot come back from, and they don't look out for society. They don't look out for anything but those that they actually can personally feel the pains of, friends and family. That's the only people within their circle, within their bubble. They don't care anything beyond that, and I literally see it on a day-to-day basis. I'm not going to come out here and rant bar rants tonight, but it's a constant thing, and these people on the top. And this is what we need: is journalism to actually hold some people accountable, and not just sidestep the powerful and let them walk all over interviews like on CNN or MSNBC or Fox. They're just all fake news. I'll say fake news on that because they're just awful. If you want some real news, go to actual journalists. I'll preach this every night if I have to. Ava Bartlett, Vanessa Beeley in the Middle East, they're actually usually there. Ben Norton and oh Jesus, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Mate from the Gray Zone. These guys are constantly actually doing work. I'm not going to come up with all the names I want to say right now, but dig and find some people who are actually doing journalism. Do not just fall to the sides of those who have corporate powers and corporate channels. Even on like direct TV, you have free speech TV, so you can get some independent things there. And but don't go back down to OAN or AON or whatever the hell that's called, because that's not even news. It's look to see who owns the company, look to see who's the president or the CEO, and you will quickly know if they have an agenda or not. And even before when he owned it originally, like Free Speech TV was owned by I think Gore, and yeah, he has alternative motives. He's a billionaire by this point probably, or mega 100 millionaire. He had alternative motives. He's not actually looking out for the planet. His candidacy was false too. And Nader tried to warn us, and we always vote for the two parties. There's other things that can happen. Don't vote within the two-party system. Striking, protests are the way to push politicians. Don't vote for the two parties. Go and vote for local measures, and don't even vote for the party system. Vote for your local measures. Vote for your local politician, independent politicians, and say nay to the two parties, and actually put some pressure on these next two election cycles. Let's do something about it. I don't think I've said anything tonight that's going to offend the censors or get blocked. So good night, guys. I am going to start to try to check out, and I will come back tomorrow with Deborah Ross and maybe some Tom Cotton. I haven't done him in a few years. That guy could let's dig into his past. But tomorrow night, let's do Deborah Ross, and hopefully I get some more news clips for you. And let's burn through some news tomorrow.